Making sense.
All right. Denise, what did you buy with the 150 ringgit from eBelio?
I bought the famous sunset lamp and some biscuits. How about you?
I honestly haven't thought of what to buy at, and it's still like June. So we'll
Hey,
see.
hey, test 1, 2.
Who's that?
That's Hakim and Haris. They are members of UFIC, which is Uniten Finance and Investment Club. Of course, from Uniten. Welcome, guys.
Welcome.
Hi all, I'm Hakim, the president of UFIC. Currently, I'm studying business marketing in Unitan.
Hi, I'm Harit, but you can call me HB. I'm also a business marketing student and the special event director for UFIC. Glad to be here. And also Denise, I'm also wanting to buy the sunset lamp.
Oh my God, everyone's buying it. Me too. But honestly, I feel like it's going to be a waste of money.
Well, it's not a necessity, right?
It's for self-satisfaction.
Exactly.
All right. What is up, our listeners? And welcome to the second episode of Taylor's AKPK Making Sense podcast.
Yep. Today, we will be comparing our finances and share some budgeting tips with you guys.
So, like, how much do you guys usually get for allowance?
Including some rental and to pay off other utilities, I could say around 800.
That's quite a lot, actually. But what about like after paying off the fees?
If that, it will be around 500 then. Well, I think it's more than enough lah, taking into consideration all of this MCO and pandemic.
Yeah, true. Because I guess like since we're at home, our parents pay for our food most of the time. I mean, that's for me at least. But to be honest, it costs a lot because sometimes the delivery fee could go up to like 10 ringgit, 20 ringgit. It's even more expensive than the food itself.
I know, right? Food deliveries are so expensive. I cannot.
Yeah, there are a lot of ways actually to save on food. One of the ways is that we can subscribe to either a monthly or a yearly subscription of food delivery, like Food Panda's 1 month delivery subscription, which offers the benefit of free delivery, vouchers, and 15% off and up on restaurants, which would be very appealing in the eyes of a person who regularly orders from Food Panda.
So I think like they also have like challenges and rewards feature to get discounts and vouchers. But for me personally, I prefer Grab because every time I pay using Grab, I get like Grab points, and I will be able to use the Grab points for like future purchases. Like I get 50 ringgit, like 20 ringgit off just with the Grab points.
Yeah, that's right too. There's also coupons or promo codes given by other parties than the food delivery app itself. For instance, my father recently serviced his car and got like 10 ringgit off promo codes for our Grab food delivery. It didn't seem like much at first, but if you usually pay for food that costs like 70 ringgit and you got to pay for 60, it makes a lot of difference. And in conjunction with that, promo codes that the delivery app itself gives towards customers, like that Hari Raya special promo code on GrabFood during the first week of Hari Raya. Well, I didn't use it, of course, but I'm sure other people did.
That's me. I use the voucher.
So apart from these delivery apps as well, sometimes it's much cheaper to buy food on restaurants own website. Like we all know how marked up the price for food is on Food Panda, right? And Grab Food. Like when I ordered Domino's the other day on Food Panda, it cost me around like 80, 90 ringgit-ish. But if you order it if you order it on their website, you could get like 60 ringgit for the same food. That alone saves me like 20 ringgit, which is a lot for a university student. You could get food for a day with that amount. And last but not least, if you can opt for a self pickup at your nearby restaurant, if you have a car and you are capable of picking the food yourself, then why not? But with the MCO and all, it is hard to do that unless you are in the radius of the place that you want to pick up the food.
But right, on the other hand, instead of relying on food deliveries and Food Panda and stuff, we can also buy our own groceries and prepare our meals, right? By like So we buy groceries and we cook. So we don't have to fully rely on those services. And also best of all, like you can save more if you cook enough portion for several meals. So such as you cook for dinner and then you can refrigerate it for lunch and dinner also. So things like that save a lot of money, you know.
Yeah,
And then it also can boost our savings by buying food in bulk, and also when food items is on sale, like on discount.
Yeah.
So as a student, this hack is always useful because I could say it will even help us to get through the month. Because sometimes people like us that live on allowance and people with poor money management, we tend to spend lavishly on the early of the month, on the beginning of the month, and become broke by mid of month. Yeah, that's totally me.
That's like
Become broke is.
That's so true though, Hakim. Like I should really start learning how to
Yeah.
cook. Because like right now I really like rely on either like my mom's cooking or like ordering food via Grab. So I should really start thinking about what you said. So like since we've all been talking about spending, I'm starting to feel very broke. So let's switch the tables and talk about saving. For me, like my parents have always told me to save at least 20 to 30% of my savings from my allowance. And I think it's actually super important too because you never know what will happen in the future. For example, like this pandemic right now.
Yeah.
Denise, how about you? What do you think?
Same as you. I always make sure to have like 20% of my allowance kept as savings, which is about 100 ringgit every month.
Oh, 100 ringgit. Like, how do you keep track of that? Like, 100 ringgit is quite impressive.
Yeah, it's a lot.
100 ringgit a month.
There's actually like a lot of apps you can use, but for me, I'm using the Maybank MAE app, which has features like tabung and expenses tracking. And the best thing is it also automatically categorizes your expenses based on where you use the e-wallet on. And this is actually one of the budgeting tips that helps you to understand where your money goes to. And of course, to remind yourself, self-control.
Yeah. You know why you get short of money by categorizing your expenses, right?
Yeah.
So what about the tabung? I heard it lets you set a goal, and it has boosters.
Yeah, tabung is actually my favorite feature in the app. So the boosters are basically round offs of the bill amount. So let's say you bought something at like 650, so it rounds off to 7, and they take the 50 cents and put it into your tabung.
Oh, so Denise, I want to ask you something. How much do you have in your tabung right now?
I set a goal of like 1,000 in the beginning of the year. And so far, I think I have around 800 in there.
800.
Wow.
That means you're saving more than
That's
you planned,
impressive.
right? Only like June now.
Yeah. I actually sold off some collections I have, so I guess you can say K-pop is an investment now.
Oh my god! Like I can see like all these like Korean fans. They've been like saving photo cards and all, and they're selling it on Carousel. I guess like I should really start studying K-pop right now. But back to the topic, like for me, I love more personalized apps because it attracts me to sort of like save using my own journal. So CIMB has this app called Be Smart, designed to give like financial tips relevant to like my daily life. And I can save money and get cute like personalized tips on financial literacy every now and then, basically. It's literally like just one click away.
I mean, like the banks are out with so many cute and useful apps these days.
Yeah, true. Like they are being so creative. But eventually I'm doing mine manually though.
Do you actually write it in the tally book? Actually?
No lah. Even though it's manual, but I use the Excel sheet.
Oh, very old school lah. So I feel like Excel is like my biggest weakness because I don't know. I never really like I'm good at Excel. So like that's a big no for me. But really, isn't it like difficult though?
At first, I could say so because it was quite a hassle. But once you get used to it, it will only take around 5 minutes of your time daily. But what I like by doing it manually is that it gives me an awareness. of when I'm about to spend my money, I will have this sort of thought that if I spend more, so I have to spend more time to record it later on.
Yeah.
So it was like it made me spend less in order for me to record less later and not give me a hassle.
Yeah.
And another perk of it is that I remember most of my expenses, and it will be easier for me to reevaluate on where I spend the most and on which category of expenses that I spend heavily. So for me, it's quite nice to get a hold of everything and spending consciously.
That's actually like a really smart idea though. Like you have to like really think if you want to spend like, oh, I need to like use Excel. So want to spend. It seems like a handful, but I guess everyone has their own ways lah.
Yeah, and I guess that once you're used to it, it's gonna be okay, right?
Yeah.
Yep,
Besides with
definitely,
Excel, like I can set my spending according to my preferences. Like I can, for example, I have a few categories of expenses such as utility bills, food expenses, and a few other more entertainment and so on. So by setting my own category, so I know I will spend only within that category. So I won't go over and spend on unnecessary things.
Yeah.
So that will help in minimize my spending, and yeah, that's about it. So if you guys are interested in doing that, in trying that, maybe I can share the template with you guys. You can give it a shot for around 1 month.
I mean, sure. And there's also financial planning templates online, right? Like the Rich Dad Cash Flow template and stuff that I heard about.
Yeah, that's true. They even have like a cash flow board game that our club actually held a game night for it.
Yes. It's like a really super hard game because I'm not used to it, but it's very interesting. It really replicates like how it is in the real world. Especially if you want to learn more about like investing, it's really interesting because you don't have to spend your real money on the game.
Wow.
Yeah. Right. Speaking of real money, I should have waited for the e-Belia to buy my keyboard, I swear.
It's okay, count it as an investment.
Like, do you guys have any idea of what we can buy with that money?
I mean, I wanted the sunset lamp, but I'll wait for Denise's review of the sunset lamp. He already bought it and it's already on the house.
I guess like a study table lamp might be also useful for students, especially since everyone is going through hybrid learning now, just at home.
True. Because like I'm probably planning to get something to make my workspace more calming and like more fun since we're all studying at home and like working from home. So anything in mind, HD, besides your sunset lamp?
Well, I actually bought a LED light strip to make my room kind of like vibey and to get the mood
TikTok vibe.
Like while working on assignments, and also I bought an anime lamp, a Jujutsu Kaisen lamp. Shout out to anybody out there who watches anime. And just a few things to make my study table a little bit more interesting, rather than a laptop and a few pieces of paper.
Yeah, I think like this lockdown is like really making everyone buy table decorations and lights and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like to brighten up the stay-at-home mood.
Okay lah. So I think earphones might be quite useful because just now we talk about like the online learning and hybrid learning. Earphones can help a lot for like better communication and hearing things from online learning.
So if you haven't redeemed your e-Belia, claim it now in Shopee or Touch and Go e-wallet before it's too late.
Yep, definitely. Don't forget to redeem your 150 ringgit. Go get that bag. It's not only limited to those aged 18 to 20 years old. It's also eligible for anyone who is registered under the Institute of Higher Learning.
That's right. And this brings us to the end of the episode. Thank you guys once again to Harith and Hakim from Unit 10 Finance and Investment Club.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you guys. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at tailors.akpk and stay tuned for the next episode. You can also follow UFIC at UFIC_Unit10. Thank you again.
Signing off, Making Sense, Denise.
And Aisha. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.